You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
All right, welcome into Greenie Sports Cards Live, presented by Collectibles on SI. That means we made it to another Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. here Eastern Time in Cleveland, Ohio, adjacent to the worldwide headquarters of Greenie Sports Cards out in Twinsburg. And thank you for joining us this evening, as again, many of you continue to do week over week, and this little party continues to grow our audience across all the socials, of which this is the very first multi-stream broadcast for the hobby industry. We began this endeavor about 18 months ago, a little longer than that, in partnership with eBay Live as a part of our trading card auction, which you can join in at 9 o'clock with Alex, the auctioneer. And he does that every Tuesday and Thursday. And it is preceded by this program with Greenie and I, where we welcome in a who's who of collectors and hobbyists and industry influencers and coaches and athletes and all kinds of personalities. And we've been fortunate to be able to do this now, coming up on almost 2 years. And that's because of you, the people that keep tuning in and commenting and liking our stuff and engaging with the shows and participating in the auctions. And we certainly couldn't do it with our supporting partners and sponsors, including Collectibles on SI, who we announced just a couple weeks ago as our presenting sponsor. And it is supported by Sports Cards Nonsense on the socials. And we've got a lot more to come in partnership and to share our relationship with them and what's going to be happening with Sports Cards Nonsense. Lots of cool stuff that we'll get to. But on the Collectibles SI front, you know, if you're a novice or a rookie, either way, if you're looking to master the world of sports card collecting, Hobby 101 from Collectibles on SI is your go-to source and resource for expert insights, market trends, the stories behind the most coveted cards. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, Collectibles on SI helps you navigate the hobby with confidence. Explore the latest articles and unlock the secrets of collecting at si.com/collectibles, part of the Sports Illustrated family. Find it on SI. And Greenie and I, as youth enthusiasts of Sports Illustrated, and you know, you couldn't wait every week to get that in the mail and check out the latest sports news. And yes, kids, that's how we had to find out. We didn't have these devices and the Twitter and the X and the socials to find out things in real time. Sports Illustrated was the go-to periodical and information source, and they have evolved on their space. So Collectibles on SI is where you can go to learn all about the hobby. So we appreciate their partnership. And I appreciate my partnership with Greenie and Greenie Sports Cards going on multiple decades. As we've shared, we go back many years to around the time we were both 4 and 5 years old, growing up on the same street, a couple of houses away. So appreciate the partnership with Greenie. And with that, we will welcome him into his show, Greenie Sports Cards Live. Good evening, my friend.
Jeremy, again, once again, I appreciate you guys for having me. Always a pleasure being on this show every Tuesday night. The collectibles on SI, that's awesome. And the way that they have that written, that, they have everything for a seasoned collector, which is kind of the brand that we do with our card shows. We have card shows for the seasoned collector or for brand new collectors. So the partnership works really well with collectibles on SI. And then, I mean, if you haven't seen the Sports Cards Nonsense podcast, you should, and you'll know why we aligned with them. And there's a lot of cool things that are going to be happening in the weeks to come, leading up to the National in Rosemont outside of Chicago, July 30th through August 3rd.
Yeah, very cool stuff there. And, I look at it as kind of the best of both worlds. Sports Cards Nonsense is a little bit more real time, real world of social media where you can interact with other hobby enthusiasts and participate in the nonsense along with the podcast that Mike and Jesse do. But Collectibles on SI gives you still that long form engagement and really insightful articles. Army ATC 22, Alex Tressler, one of our friends, is a writer there. They've got other great content. And so you've got that bit of long form if you want to dig in and learn more about the hobby, if you want to keep up on stories and interesting evolutions and news within the hobby space, go to Collectibles on SI. And if you just want to have a lot of fun and see what's out there in the hobby space, follow Sports Cards Nonsense on the socials. So speaking of events, all roads right now, Greenie, are leading up towards the National. It is the Super Bowl, the World Series of collectibles events. And I'm not sure we can even say that without getting, a phone call, but it is the major event in the industry coming up here in Rosemont in Chicago. But before that, you've got a couple of events as well, including the Broadview Heights Show, which takes place on June 28th. Talk a little bit about that. It's about a 100-table show in that room, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow.
It does. And when you say by growing and growing, it's 100 tables no matter what, but the amount of people that have shown up has been incredible. I think the last show we had there, it's an event venue. There's a church, but in the front of the building, they do weddings. And I think they came to me about 2:00 and they're like, you're going to have to move some cars because we have a wedding coming in. And thankfully the show was ending at 3 and all was well. But the fact is we've filled the entire parking lot. And, that's a testament to the collectors that come out and want to be a part of it and the type of vendors that we have at these shows. So everybody works together. It's it's the vendors, it's the customers that keep coming back. And I mean, it's been a lot of fun at Broadview Heights.
So that show's coming up on June 28th. We're going to take a look back at a show that just happened tonight. Greenie, we've got a big show, lots going on. We're going to hear from Kenny Roda from WHBC 1480 out of Canton, who participated in the Medina County Collectors Fair. And we're going to take a look at the event through his eyes and a little bit of what Kenny was able to see and learn about at the event. Kenny is also hosting the induction ceremony for the National High School Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That will be the 3rd annual event taking place this weekend in Canton. And we're going to also get to talk to Russell Johnson, the vice president of the hall, and learn all about this endeavor that's also taking place down in Canton, home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But this high school Hall of Fame is pretty remarkable, and I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah, no question. It's, like you said, the 3rd one. And I went back and I looked at the list of names, and undoubtedly there's not a lot of names, and because it's only the 3rd year, but man, Peyton Manning is in there, and there's so many names that are getting inducted this year. And boy, it opens up a whole world of football players that, they don't have to be college or professional, studs, if you want to call them, but they were great high school football players. So yeah, we'll get into that with Russell here a little bit later, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, it's really a who's who list. The first ceremony there, Chris Spielman, Archie Manning, Archie Griffin, Jim Brown, and then last year Paul Warfield. And man, it's an incredible list. And when we talk to Russell, we'll share a little bit about who is going to be inducted this year and talk about the evolution of the hall and why it's in Canton and really the cradle of football here in Northeast Ohio. So we're going to hear from Kenny Roda. We're going to talk to Russell Johnson of the Hall of Fame, the National High School Football Hall of Fame. And then preceding that, we will talk to our guy, Joe Wysmierski with Phoenix Card Shop, and get the update on hobby news and things and everything that's going on in his world. So lots to get to. Why don't we kick it off with a recap from Kenny Roda at the Medina County Collectors Fair.
Hey, the Roadman, Kenny Roda here. We're out here at the Medina County Collectors Fair. Home game for me, as I like to say. I live in Medina, so when Greenie said last year he was coming here, I came, had a blast. He brought it back again this year. So here we are, year number 2, and we're going to take a walk around and show you a little bit of what's happening, what goes on here at the Medina County Collectors Fair. And what's cool about this one is it's sports cards and pop culture colliding, right? And you're going to see a lot of different tables and a lot of different collectibles from everybody depending on what they're into. So let's take a walk around and check out what goes on here at the Medina County Collectors Fair. We'll start with a Taylor Swift autographed guitar, one of the things that you can purchase here. And then if you just come down here, now you're into football. You've got a Saquon Barkley autographed jersey, MVP of the league, Josh Allen, mini helmets all over the place. Bills are a hot item right now. Stephen Kwan autographed jersey for the Cleveland Guardians, one of the best leadoff hitters in all of baseball, to, you know, the old sports cards. These autographed cards are all the rage right now in the collectible business and that, but you still look back at some of the old rookie cards and everything. It's just so unique and so much fun what you can do here at the Medina County Collectors Fair. So we'll walk a little bit more over here. As we look at this setup right here, we've got football cards here, the various different types of cards that they make today. But then if you come up a little bit higher, you got the Pokemon cards. So as we said, it's a combination of different collectors providing different cards and different toys and different comic books and just different things that everybody is now collecting. So that's the great thing about what Greenie is doing with a lot of his collectors fairs, collectors conventions. Check this table out. As we mentioned, Pokemon is huge. Everywhere you go, you see Pokemon cards. Pikachu, I know that's Pikachu. I'm not a huge Pokemon guy, but I know that's Pikachu over there. So much to check out and so many different types of collectible things, whether it's sports or pop culture. And as you pan down the line, the lightsaber, obviously, if you're a Star Wars fan. Oh, look at this. Shark Week, July 25th, I think, on Disney or whatever network that is. All right, now I'm a sports guy, right? We've seen a lot of the Pokemon stuff and the different toys and masks and all of that, but this is what I came for. I got my bag here, looking for some things to add to it, whether it's buying a box. As you can see, I can run over here. I can buy boxes to take home and rip and have my own, rip and watch party on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Your setup, is it based on rookies? One of ones? How do you set things up?
It's alphabetical order by team, and then we have the player piles after the team for specific players, so all different cards for that player on top of each other and bundled together.
Wow, okay, so very cool. They do all the work for you. You come here, you tell them what you're looking for, and they'll take care of you. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
So there you have a tour of the Medina County Collectors Fair, courtesy of Greenie Sports Cards. Always a great time whenever Greenie puts a show on like this, whether it's here in Medina, Independence, West Virginia, wherever he puts them on. It's definitely a destination place for anybody who's into sports cards or collectibles.
Yeah, our thanks to the Roadman who came out and he does an unbelievable job, whether he's walking around or he's sitting behind the table. And, obviously on the air, we were on the air a couple times with him, and he just does a terrific job. And he's been around this town for as long as I can remember being on the radio.
Yeah, he's starting to get the bug too, Greenie, ripping packs and wanting to ripping with the road, man. It's
Yeah,
this hobby gets in your blood a little bit, and he's been bit.
it is, and it's listen. We're all sports fans, and we can buy the hats or we can buy the shirts, but there's still nothing like not opening $100 pack of baseball cards, but still opening a couple bucks here and there, and reading the players, and some of them still have stats on it. So yeah, I mean, he is, and he opens them for fun. He opens it for content, but there's still nothing like it, and it sucks you back in, whether you've been gone for 2 months or 20 years.
All right, our thanks to the roadman from WHBC 1480 in Canton, Ohio, coincidentally home of the National High School Football Hall of Fame and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. More on that to come. Let's get to some hobby news and talk about first. Our hobby news is powered by Cut the Nonsense, the new weekly collectibles broadcast with hobby insiders Danny Black, Mike Giuseppe, and Joe Wysmierski. Episodes of Cut the Nonsense are available on YouTube every Wednesday, starting tomorrow night. Rumor has it the first episode was cut this morning, and very cool stuff to come. And with that, coincidentally, we have Joe Wysmierski on the show as our resident hobby expert. Joe, welcome back to Greenie Sports Cards Live.
Gentlemen, thank you again for having me. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. We have a busy week, big time week. Gentlemen, I have some samples for you to look at, some boxes here, but
I like it.
Top Series 2 is released tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and you have it a day early.
Well, it just came in. Just came off the truck right now. But
That's
Top
right.
Series Baseball, it's another flagship product. It's a continuation of Series 1 that comes out just prior to spring training. Series 2 will again feature James Wood, Dylan Cruz, Jacob Wilson, who is on track to potentially push the envelope to have the most hits in a season. So Jacob Wilson, local guy from Arizona here, played at Grand Canyon University. So we're wishing him luck.
Loped
but
up.
this product can be, get them, Lopes. You can get this product in a couple of different forms. I don't have it with me, but the jumbo, that guarantees an auto per box. Then you have what's called the hobby. And this box right here, you can get one autograph or relic on average per box. They
Ooh,
do
look at
have
that. That's a sweet looking card. Summer Superstars. I like it.
correct. Another insert. And then they have monster boxes, and they have what are called blaster boxes, which you typically see as retail items here. But we might as well take a look real quick here and see what this looks like live. We're not going to open all the packs, but we'll
I'd
open
like
a
to see one or
blaster.
two.
This is
Now,
a
do they
super popular product.
do they have new rookies? Like, is there somebody that got called up in week 1 or 2 that might not have hit Series 1, or is that more for an update later in the year?
So that's going to be update. Topps has acknowledged that the rookie class isn't as deep as it has been in years past, so they are going to fast track some guys that may get called up. But really, the biggest guy who got called up most recently is going to be Jack Caglione, and his first baseball card was in Bowman Draft last year. So he did have a prospect card that was in Bowman this year, but as far as having a Topps true rookie,
Not till update.
potentially he could be an update, but he might be a headliner for.
Really? Okay. So he may not be till next year. Series 1 is what you're saying.
Correct.
Wow. Okay,
We're
here
gonna
we
take
go.
a look here. So it is a continuation of what Series 1 did look like. You can see we have a Will Wagner rookie right here. Sorry for the glare. So we'll go through. We have a Bo Naylor for your Guardian, Tuan Walker, Brady Passo, Rillamuto. We have another rookie. We have a Bryce Tedeszoso.
Oh, there you go.
Pronunciation. Brendan Rodgers, Christian Walker, Michael Kopech. I mean, just we got something. We have a Jaron Duran. There we go. We got a little foil, little stars of the MLB.
Oh, that's a nice looking card.
This is definitely a guy if you're looking. And IKF, Isaiah Kiner Filippo. We'll do one more to show you. Again, it's another staple product, and it's a product that you can get into if you're a baseball fan or a novice, or you're just looking to start collecting. It's something that you can get into, and it's fairly inexpensive.
I read the black borders are back this series.
That is correct. And we did get an insert here that looks different. This looks like I'm going to say a star pair or a sun parallel.
Huh. Look at that.
Felix Bautista, a little different there. Jacob Young, got a team card. Seth Johnson, nothing crazy here. Harrison Ford. Oh, there we go. We have a Jared, another Future Stars, which is another insert, a Jared Jones Future Stars. You can see that on the side here. And we got a Royce Lewis Stars of the MLB. And again,
so what's a hobby box gonna run typically?
I don't know that, Steve. I won't know until the big boys kind of set the pace tomorrow.
Okay.
But a product like this is going to be expect anywhere from 125 to 150.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. It's an under $200 box, so somebody can buy it and open it and have a nice day.
For sure. And you can see here, so right here again in the corner, it's cool. It shows the baseball diamond there, but it also shows the positions that they play. So, if you're someone who doesn't know a ton about baseball, you have the help there. Here's an example of a team card, and it gives it to you right there, lets you know that it's a team card. So, cool product. It will be available for hobby shops tomorrow, 100%. Again, look for Ohtani. He'll be the guy on the box for you for baseball this week. So, another product, Greenie, and this is a product that I know you're getting really excited for October to come around. And what that means for you.
Can't wait. Joe's gone.
I think he got really excited and
he did.
Out.
Knocked him right out of there.
I think he hit the wrong button.
He probably did. But anyway,
yeah,
Topps Jeremy is always one that people look forward to every year. There's Series 1, which comes out in January, Series 2, which is June, and then there will be an update which comes towards the end of the year. And, they highlight some of the rookies. So maybe Jack Caglione, he does get in that update. So
is that kind of like the traded sets when we were younger? Because you got right. Guys getting called up or added or traded, and so it gives the hobby producers, the card.
It does, but
another cycle.
But they're released in pack form now. When we were a kid, it was a traded set. It was 150 cards, but now it's in pack form. And so, Joe, you're back.
Welcome back, Joe.
Thanks.
All right. Jump out of the screen real quick. What I was saying, though, is, Greenie, you're going to be excited because come October, Topps officially takes over the NBA license.
That's what I hear.
Big deal. This is the last product, or this last unlicensed Topps Chrome basketball you're going to see. The Topps Chrome basketball is back.
Okay. Steph Curry. Yeah.
So we do have that, and that will come in a hobby box, which the hobby box, 2 autographs per box, or you'll also see it as a blaster box. So
now, have you noticed, have people been collecting this unlicensed Topps basketball over the last half year, I guess?
Yes. And why they have is because Topps went out there and they made it essential for collectors to do so by getting exclusive guys underneath them.
LeBron.
You know, if it goes back to the Wemby stuff. I mean, you can get numbered, licensed Wemby stuff, but you can't get any ink unless you're going tops.
Okay.
I do have a black
rock stars.
peek at. And these are fine randomly inserted autographs, is what it says on the box. Okay.
Does that mean they're randomly inserted?
We're hoping that they randomly insert it in this pack. That would be good for the show. So let's see what we have.
I hope they have autographed rock stars. That was a throwback to the 90s. They did those rock stars cards back then.
It's funny you say that because Panini this week, they release Rolling Stones cards, trading cards this week.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
We have Mr. Paul Pierce for the Boston.
Paul Pierce. Yeah.
The truth. We have a Tyler Kolek for the New York Knicks, but it definitely looks like an oldies.
It's not a name I'm familiar with. I don't recall Tyler Kolek.
I believe he played for Marquette.
Okay.
They didn't share that. Here we go. This is Zachary Richard. I think he was the number 2 pick overall. And then we have a Grant. So the cards are nice. They're chrome based cards. But again, a lot of excitement for once they get that licensing, Greenie.
Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be back. They haven't had them since 2009-10. That was the last time Topps made basketball cards. That mattered. They make them now. Some people may like them. I don't think they matter, but they will matter once they have logos. Rudy Gobert, whatever.
We've got a Nicolo Topic. I believe he's in the finals right now with OKC. This looks to be like what you're going to look on average. This is going to be your green parallel.
I mean, it's a nice looking card. It is.
Absolutely. And then you got Peyton Richards.
Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, excuse me. So there is definitely some opportunity to get in on this product and have the potential to get a huge card, right?
You can get a LeBron, right?
You can.
You can get LeBron autos.
Exciting, especially if you haven't had that ability.
Absolutely.
Now, it was being sprinkled into Upper Deck products, but some of the products were unattainable cost-wise. So having that ability to get in there is huge for collectors. And, you know, again, Topps has another great week of releases with Series 2 and Topps Chrome basketball. Again, like I mentioned, Panini has Rolling Stones cards coming out this week. So there's Color Blasts with the iconic tongue hanging. I mean, you guys know we poke fun a little bit, but it's probably going to be a huge hit.
It will be. Yeah. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week because Fanatics is going to be putting something out. I have to imagine the week of Fanatics Fest. So we'll see what happens next week.
Yep. Well, and just remember, you can't always get what you want. So you could, but if you try, you might be able to get those cards.
Right.
So, Joe, the big
like
news, though, in the hobby world is the debut of Cut the Nonsense tomorrow at 8 p.m. It'll be available on YouTube on the Sports Cards Nonsense page. We wish you all the luck in the world with that. You, Danny Black, Mike Giuseppe, Gio, a lot of fun to be had. So let everybody know to check that out.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for giving me an opportunity and have a launching point to do something like this. So we look forward to knocking it out of the park and just making it a place where people can come and hear our feedback about the hobby, and then eventually down the line, maybe calling in, writing in, telling us what you think about us. That could be there as an option for you. But again, none of it happens without Greenie Sports Cards Live and the work behind the scenes and everything that you guys have done. So I appreciate that opportunity, and we just hope that it has the chance to take off like this show has. Oh,
Yeah, we appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate your time.
Very
We
happy.
will catch you next Tuesday.
all
Thanks,
right.
Joe. Yep. See ya.
All right, there you go, Greenie.
Oh, anytime.
Sorry, Haley, I got a quick trigger finger on that camera, but yeah, our thanks to Joe W. Phoenix Card Shop. Make sure you check them out on the socials. Check out Cut the Nonsense on the Sports Cards Nonsense YouTube page. And our thanks to Joe. Our thanks to Kenny Roda for walking around the Medina County Collectors Fair and helping us provide that insight and video. And of course, Kenny will be the MC at the upcoming third annual induction ceremony of the National High School Football Hall of Fame, which is just going to be an incredible weekend. We're going to give you a taste of it, a little insight here, and then we're going to go ahead and welcome in the vice president of the Hall, Russell Johnson, and he'll tell us all about this weekend, and it's just going to be an awesome gathering, awesome time, and check this out.
Get ready for a night to remember. The third annual High School Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony is coming to Canton, Ohio on June 14th at the stunning Umstead Performing Arts Hall. This is your chance to witness some of the greatest football legends of all time, like Warren Moon, Ray Lewis, Michael Vick, Jim Thorpe, and many more, being enshrined for their incredible contributions to high school football. Join us as we celebrate the athletes and coaches who have shaped the game. It's an unforgettable evening of honor and pride, as we also see the nation's top high school football player, Tavian St. Clair, receive the Marcus Dupree Player of the Year Award. Tickets and sponsorship packages are available now at nhsfootballhof.com. And the best part, proceeds go directly to the restoration of the National High School Football Hall of Fame facility. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime event. For tickets and sponsorship opportunities, go to nhsfootballhof.com. That's nhsfootballhof.com. See you in Canton.
Tonight's special guest segment is supported by Sports Cards Nonsense. Check out their podcast as well with Mike Giuseppe and Jesse Gibson as they break down the hottest releases. That is available every Monday and Thursday, so check out Sports Cards Nonsense. And with that, we will welcome in Russell Johnson, Vice President of the National High School Football Hall of Fame. Russell, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, great to have you guys here with us tonight. Thanks for having us.
So yeah, we can't wait to be there this weekend. I know you can't wait. You've been working on this all year. This is actually the third annual. So take us through that, how this evolved. Where did that start? Who came up with the idea? How did we get to where we are this Friday, from several years ago?
Okay, so we started this, me and our founder, president, my partner, Lamont Robinson. We started in 2022, right after Christmas. We actually started the concept probably about 2015, but we set it on the shelf, working on other projects. And 22, right after pandemic, he said it was time to bring it back. So we worked on everything with rebranding the process, trademarking everything, updated our trademark rather. Started reaching out to several cities, national, different states, local, different cities, and came across Coach Antonio Hall, who was head coach at Camp McKinley at the time. And he welcomed us in, said this would be a great project for the city of Canton, for the area. So we went back and forth with some concepts, some ideas. He went to work after some little tugging back and forth. He went to work, and that May of 2023, we had a press conference and launched the whole project from there. July 30th, we had our first ceremony, our inaugural class, and it went off great without a hitch. We had mainly all our inductees showed up except for the Manning family, who were holding the camp at the time. So while they were holding their camp, they sent us great videos and kind of, got behind it. So we used that as a stepping stone, launch pad. Went to last year's class, which was a little bigger. had more inductees, more big names. And it from there, it just kind of got us here where we are today. It's a year-long process. So from identifying the inductees, contacting and putting together marketing material and trying to fund the whole process. So, here we are.
And famously, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is in Canton, Ohio. From what you said, Russell, is that sheer coincidence? You said you reached out to multiple cities. Is that because the city of Canton is familiar with something on this scale and how to handle it? Is
I
why
believe
you
so.
landed there?
It's a football town, and it made sense. Professional football was founded there. High school football has been played in Canton since we did our research. I think about 1905. So the Massillon McKinley rivalry goes back a long time. We're actually celebrating with this ceremony 150 years of high school football, the first high school football game ever played. It's a great thing. We put this together. It's a community. It's for the youth. It's to celebrate the game of football. So it's all coming together with us downtown Canton, getting this facility to celebrate these athletes.
I know. So this year I was going through some of the class, and I know we have the inductees scrolling. Tim Couch, Tom Cousineau, Richard Dent. We see those. I saw like Allen Iverson, who
Yes.
was a terrific, I believe, quarterback, right, in high
Correct.
school. Who nominates the players that ultimately get inducted? What's the process like for that?
So we have an internal committee, and everyone will recommend somebody, throw out names, and then we vote on it. We have a form on our website where you can go in there and nominate a player, a coach, a contributor, and we look at it as our committee comes together, and we say yay or nay. We'll say, okay, that looks like a good pick, and we'll pull from that. So we kind of take recommendations from anywhere.
And with that, the inductees, in similar fashion to the Yellow Jackets on the professional level, there is a red jacket unveiling, I believe. There's a trophy. Talk us through the ceremony. And so now they've been nominated. You've got the ceremony, which, by the way, is coming up on Saturday, June 14th. The doors open at 5 p.m. The ceremony starts at 6, emceed by Kenny Roda, the roadman. Take us through what that looks like for an inductee now that they've been approved for the nomination.
So once they're approved, we send out a inductee letter, welcome them, invite them to the ceremony. We get them onboarded. We get their jacket size. We order that. We order the trophy, which is a crystal trophy that we award them with. And then we start the weekend off typically with our meet and greet, which we're doing 7 p.m. at the DoubleTree downtown Canton. But this year, and before that, we do a plaque ceremony where we put a plaque at the Turk, which is part of the athletic facility for Canton McKinley. On their wall, we have a plaque that has all the names from the previous class inductees, and so we do that at 3. And what we're adding this year in conjunction, we're doing a youth football camp in Dover, and that will be hosted by the Top Dog, Hanford Dixon, and Stump Mitchell.
So how are the inductees informed? Is it a David Baker knock on the door? Is it a phone call? Like
it's a phone call and an email with the letter.
Yeah.
We haven't got to the level of the Pro Football Hall of Fame yet, but we're
You'll get there.
We're getting there.
Well, and that's what all the donations are for, and
Absolutely.
and raising money to help build this. It's only in year 3, so
Right.
No doubt in years to come.
Still a baby, just learn how to walk, so we're getting there.
Well, you must have had tremendous reception for that first year to get this kind of off the ground, because it's a concept until then. But to have buy-in from these athletes and for them to be willing to show up and participate and appreciate the honor. That first year must have really set the tone, because last year you had a who's who of athletes and talent show up, and this year's no exception. So what are you looking most forward to this weekend? I'm sure you're swimming in details and you're running all over 24/7, but when you can step back from it, what are you looking forward to the most of this weekend?
My biggest thing, I'm looking forward to this camp because it's our first year doing it. We're also, if I can add on, we're doing a charity autograph signing, which will take place at noon, from noon to 1. We're doing it at Belden Village Mall in conjunction with Primetime Sports. So we'll have a couple guys there signing autographs. If whatever you bring in, it's a nominal fee. I think we're charging maybe $25. Not a lot, but everything that we raise is going toward ceremony and our building in downtown Canton. So every dollar we raise is going toward that. And I'm looking forward to. I always look forward to meeting the coaches, because those guys are really are what high school sports in total is about. Definitely high school football. They make the most impact on a young man's life. So I really look forward to meeting with the coaches.
So speaking of that, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get passionate about this? Did you play high school football?
I didn't play high school football. I played youth football. Wasn't able to play high school. But since I would say as a youngin', like most of us in this area, Browns fan, huge Browns fan, huge Buckeye fan. Just love the sport of football. My background is in branding, so I do websites and video production, things like that. And so when me and Lamont Robinson, we met probably, it's going on almost, let me see, where were we at? I have to remember the years. We're about almost 20 years we've been together. And we met and clicked and just start, I'm creating, he has ideas, I have an idea, we created, we put it down. So that's where a lot of this comes from. That, the passion for sports. We also do music as well. We do a music project with R&B Hall of Fame, and we put it together. He knows a lot from being traveled, because he played with the Globetrotters. Knowing a lot of players, ex-players, current players, and we find the connections and we connect with guys and put it together.
That would be
a project like
Lamont
this, yeah.
Showboat Robinson from the Globetrotters, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead, Green.
Yeah, I was going to say, to do a project like this, there's definitely passion behind it. Jeremy and I get pretty passionate about the things that we do, whether we're putting on a trade show or making a trading card for somebody. But yeah, to put together an entire Hall of Fame, that's a pretty big deal. And we applaud the effort. We can't wait to be a part of it this weekend. And man, I can't wait to see this ceremony and Kenny Roda up there. Who are some of the players that are actually going to be there in person?
I can give you a few in person. We'll have I can give you our oldest inductee living is Bob Sebo from Salem High School. He's a great guy, was a great running back in the 50s, big supporter for Bowling Green Sports. We'll have Louis Riddick from ESPN. He'll be in the building. Frank Menafield, Hanford Dixon, Dog Pound Originators, Eric Metcalf, Tim Couch, let me see, Cornelius Green, Ohio State Buckeye great, Tom Cousineau, Antoine Winfield, a couple other Buckeyes we'll have in the building, Steve Atwater, let's see, Craig James, to name a few.
That's a pretty decent lineup of people coming, and what's cool is they don't all live here in the area, so they're coming out on their own dime, right? To be a part of this.
Yeah, there's a few in the area, but most come from across the country, and they buy into what we're doing, love the idea, love the concept, and that's all we ask for. We're just trying to pay homage to those. There's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame, and at one time, both of those were in the state of Ohio. So it meant a lot for us to do this in Ohio.
The ceremony itself, Russell, on Saturday is really accessible. It's a $25 ticket. You've got a number of those athletes that are going to be present. Um, if tickets are still available, they can get them on your website at this point. Talk us through what that ceremony looks like on Saturday. What can people expect when they attend the event?
And so when they'll attend the event, we'll have some things for them out in the lobby. They come in, we start the ceremony off. We have a kind of a pre-ceremony where we give out Legends Awards. This year's legend, we're giving the Paul Brown Living Legend Award to Jim Tressel. And then this is the first year where we're announcing the National High School Football Hall of Fame Marcus Dupree Player of the Year Award, and that's going to Tavian St. Clair. So we are really excited about that. Moving forward, giving out this award every year. After we do that, we get right into we'll show a video presentation of kind of where we've come from to where we are right now. And then we, Kenny Roda, get right into it. We have a lot of inductees. We're giving them like 3 minutes to speak, and we're gonna roll right through it.
Yeah, I was talking to Kenny about that last week when he was out at our show, and I can tell you he's looking forward to that. And I know, I mean, anybody that knows Kenny knows what he's like down with high school football in Canton. So this is right up his alley, and it probably that couldn't have been a better choice to MC this.
Yeah, we had G. Bush and Ronnie Duncan the first year, and then we had Kenny host our press conference, and we kind of like the energy he brought to it, and so we just said, okay, let's try Kenny as our MC host, and it worked out great. So we brought him back this year, and he's excited, we're excited, and he's ready to get it going.
Russell, I know part of the vision is to have a physical home for the hall itself. What does that vision look like if you can roll out the plans and they put a shovel in the ground tomorrow? What will that eventually look like, and relative location wise, what can people expect?
So in that commercial that you showed where the money we're raising for the building, we have a building on it's downtown Canton. It's a street over from Tuscarawas, and I think it's like Cleveland Avenue. Excuse me with the directions. I'm from Cleveland, so I'm not physically in Canton, but from Cleveland. But we have that building, and it's about 20,000 square feet, and our vision for it is we'll have some items, memorabilia on the walls, but it'll be mostly a virtual experience as you enter. It'll be a lot of like LED screens and showing inductees where images and video. We'll have maybe a display showing helmets from different high schools around the country, and we'll have a lot of features showing our inductees. We plan to show like have an exhibit showing different historic high school stadiums. So that's a lot of it. What we plan to bring, and we on top of that, we want to build maybe outside of that as well. We haven't looked at our total capability yet, but we just want to keep growing. But we're starting right here in downtown Canton.
It'd be really cool if some of these players decide to donate some of their memorabilia to that. And while it may not have happened yet, I think in due time some of these guys will.
We do have some memorabilia that we've been donated from our 2 previous classes. So that's one ask that we do have for each inductee. Whatever you can donate, I can show you this. I got from Leroy Kelly's daughter. So she donated to me the other day. So things like that. We had a jersey we got last year from Robert Smith, Euclid High School. A couple other items we have them in our archive so far.
Yeah, that stuff's right up our alley, being the memorabilia and the card guys. And yeah, if we can come across anything, maybe we'll be able to send it your way, hopefully.
Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
Russell, we talked about, or we asked you what you might be looking forward to this weekend. How about going back the last year or two, share some memories, maybe some things that surprised you about some of the athletes and this evolution of the hall. What do you think about when you look back on the last 2 years of induction ceremonies and maybe some of the personalities that really surprised you?
What surprised me was some of the emotion that comes out in the speeches that they give. Chris Billman was a huge impact. We have some of the video online, which we will add more accessibility for that in the future. Our past ceremony, but Chris Billman speaking on his father and just some of the rough relationship it was being coached by your father. And having the kind of a disjointed relationship, but then being able, that emotion coming back to you, being on stage. Let me think who else. Dexter Manley. he was fun last year. Him, we had Harvey Armstrong. Those guys were fun. Real emotional. Marcus Dupree, our first year, who we named the trophy after. Some of these guys feel like they didn't reach their peak, and it might have peaked for them at high school, and so it just those memories you don't get back. So let me think who else. Getting Eric Dickerson here last year, I think was a lot for me because he was one of my favorite football players. Like growing up, like my early years of being introduced to the NFL, he was one of my favorite players. Robert Smith, he was local for me, so two-time Mr. Football in Ohio. That was real big. Let me think who else. Maybe Ted Ginn Senior was our first class, and he was had a big impact on a lot of athletes in our city. And he had a great speech and had a huge round of applause as well.
Greenie, you're muted.
I was muted because I was coughing when I was back there, and I forgot to click it. Anyway, I said, yeah, Ted Ginn is as popular as you get in Cleveland, and I can imagine some of the stories that he shared.
Something interesting you brought up, Russell, the Marcus Dupree Award being named after him and the connection of some of these guys not reaching their potential. There's an unbelievable 30 for 30. I think it was 30 for 30 on his story and what a tremendous high school player he was and just didn't reach that level. So I imagine having an award named in his honor is a little bit of a full circle moment for him and he gets to celebrate that and be recognized. This honors the past, but now you're honoring potentially the future with the high school player of the year. What can you tell us about this young man and what we can look out for in the future and why he was nominated for the Marcus Dupree Award?
Well, he was nominated. Great player, great community guy. And he stayed at home, went to Ohio State, enrolled early. We liked him, and I love his parents, his father, great family. We thought he was the right guy. We kind of narrowed it down between three finalists. I won't name the finalists, but we went with him. He was an Ohio guy, and we try to stick with our roots first. Before we go anywhere else, we kind of stay home. So that's a lot we're led to.
Will he be there?
He will be in attendance. And like I say, this is our first year doing it. And we're excited. We're excited about it. Yep.
Very cool. So, Russell, let everybody know where they can get tickets for this weekend, where they can get more information about the hall, and how they can continue to follow this journey and the evolution of the hall itself.
You can buy tickets online, $25 general admission, $75 VIP tickets, which get you priority seating and access to our VIP after party, which will be at Culture Lounge in downtown Canton. NHSfootballHOF.com. NHSfootballHOF.com.
And I did see that there is a way eventually that the broadcast will be streamed, right?
It will be streamed. We streamed the 2 previous ceremonies, and this one will be streamed as well. So if you can't make it in person, you can check us out on our website. So if you go to the website, you'll see a link to the stream.
And also on your website, there is a button for donations, correct?
That's correct. And we're doing right now. We're in the process of doing a $1,000 challenge. It was started by Stump Mitchell, so I call it the Run with Stump challenge. So that $1,000 directly will go toward that building you see, and you will get your name on a brick that will be inside the building.
Very cool. Russell, can't thank you enough for joining us and sharing your journey and the hall's journey. We're learning more and more about this. The community's learning more about it. And we're looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a great time in Canton, Ohio. And we wish you all the luck this weekend and beyond.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It'll be a bunch of fun. I'll be glad to see you guys there.
Yeah, we look forward to it this weekend. Thank you, Russell, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Our thanks to Russell Johnson, Vice President of the National High School Football Hall of Fame, based right there in Canton. As he shared, there's going to be there is a physical building that is continuing to grow and evolve. This is the 3rd annual induction hosted by MC Kenny Roda. Our thanks to Kenny as well for his participation with the Medina County Collectors Fair. So thanks to Russell, thanks to Kenny, thanks to you, Greenie, thanks to Hallie behind the board. Yeah, Joe W with Phoenix Card Shop. And make sure you check out Cut the Nonsense tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Sports Cards Nonsense YouTube channel. Greenie, any closing thoughts?
I mean, there's tons. I can't wait to be a part of that and check that out. One thing I did want to mention, that video, with Kenny Roda walking around, we have a terrific cameraman in Drew who takes videos. He cuts that up. We had Justin from Flight Productions do the drones. So, like you said, it takes a lot of people, and, sometimes they don't get mentioned, every week, but those guys do a great job as well. And Haley, who's not always on the camera here, does a great job. So we appreciate everybody. And, we look forward to growing this with our friends at Sports Cards Nonsense and Collectibles on SI. So, and we look forward to more big things.
Yeah, it definitely takes a village to produce these events, to print and produce these cards, to get them shipped out, to get them autographed, to get them in the hands of everybody. To produce all this stuff, the graphics, the video, the content. It's a village, and it continues to grow. And part of the village will be heading to Canton this weekend for the induction festivities for the National High School Football Hall of Fame. So check that out, and I'm sure we'll have content coming out of that. Greenie, you got the Broadview Heights show at the end of the month. Dates on that again?
June 28th, Broadview Heights, Saturday, June 28th. And also, like you just mentioned, the cards, we have a bunch of new NIL cards that came back signed. I think there's about a half a dozen that we've uploaded that they are up and ready to go. So, and more are trickling back. So, yeah, look to that, greeniecards.com.
There you go, Greenie. As always, appreciate the partnership, and may the cards forever be in your favor.
Have a good night, everybody.